No problem. And since we're talking about like tour dates and stuff, and you talk about New York a lot in songs, and me and my friends, we live in New York City. I mean, we go to Jersey for the shows because like we love Mayday Parade, so we'll do it. But how come you guys hardly play shows in the city? We know so many people that would go.
Well, we try to. We try to go to the city as much as we can. Sometimes it just doesn't make that much sense. You know, New York City is a unique. I mean, they have. I guess LA is kind of the same way. It's a big industry city, so whenever you go to New York, it's kind of a big deal because a lot of labels will come out, a lot of the music industry will come out. So and it's kind of covered more in regards to press. So there's kind of a little bit more involved as opposed to just playing, you know, Little Rock, Arkansas, or so. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a little bit more that goes into it. So I feel like we've played the city, you know, a good amount of times.
We miss you in New York. Come play some shows.
I guess the next time we'll be up there is around Warped Tour, but even still, we're not going to be in the city.
Yeah, that's Jersey, right?
Yeah, but they have a. I mean, I don't know about this one coming up, but normally they have one in Long Island.
Yeah, I definitely have to head out to one of the Warped dates.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. You guys recently hit 1 million likes on Facebook, and that's so amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No problem. And I know you gave out a free download, but how did you guys celebrate? What did you do as a fun 1 million likes?
Nothing really, honestly. I mean, we were all, you know, at the time, we're all on kind of like a break right now, and off time for about a month and a half or so.
Good.
Yeah, so I wasn't with, you know, anybody else in the band, and I don't really think anybody else did much for it. I mean, it's just more of a cool kind of thing to know, and to, you know, cool little achievement kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a really big accomplishment.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. And before with Warped Tour, Mayday Parade, you've done Warped Tour before, right?
Yeah.
Which band are you most excited to see? Because I know a lot of people who are going for you guys, but if you were obviously you're going, but who are you excited to see?
I'd have to say Taking Back Sunday. You know, I love Taking Back Sunday, and then you know, Every Time I Die is, you know, I'm excited to see them, but I've seen them on Warped Tour a couple. I think they've actually been on it, I think, pretty much every single year that we have, and they've been around for a lot longer, and they've probably been on, you know, ones before I even knew of Warped Tour. But so yeah, I'm excited to see those two bands, and then outside of that, I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of friends that are playing. A lot of our friends' bands will be on the tour, so
Yeah,
that'll be. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go. It's okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, that'll be cool to see those guys.
Oh, good. So it'll be like a nice little reunion.
Yeah, Warped Tour is always like that because there's so many bands on it. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely be fun. So when you're on tour, you spend a lot of time on the bus, just doing whatever. What would you say would be the most awkward moment you guys had as a band on the tour bus?
I'd say for me, one of the most awkward things that can happen is if you know, this hasn't really happened necessarily to me so much, but it has happened, or maybe it has happened to me, but it has happened often enough where you'll have a friend come on the bus that's not even really a friend, just more of like an acquaintance.
Yeah.
And they get like really, really drunk or something and start, you know, being ridiculous. And you kind of just feel embarrassed for them. and you're also kind of embarrassed at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of times, like, that's kind of the most common thing that the trouble with having a bus and that whole thing is that, you know, when you have friends come out or when acquaintances come out or whatever, it's like their party night. You know what I mean? It's their event for the week. Whereas for us, it's kind of more like it's just another day. Like, you know, we may not want to get crazy a certain night. You know what I mean? It may just want, you know, like you have to think about it. That's our home. That's where we live, and you know, you yourself, like everybody, they sometimes you want to have a quiet, nice, you know, evening.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be like loud and crazy. So I think sometimes that's a common thing that will happen with the bus. But it is what it is, and you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. Can't do much about that.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys have been really busy lately with touring, and something that I personally was really excited about was the Stay music video. That was my favorite song off of the new album. So when I saw that there was a music video for it, I was so excited, and I watched it, obviously, and it was the most beautifully heartbreaking video I've ever seen. So I just wanted to tell you thank you for making it, and the song, it's really helped me and one of my friends through something. So we appreciate the video.
Well, thank you for the support, and thanks for watching it.
Anytime. There was one thing I was curious, there was something I was curious about with the third album. It was a self-titled album, and I feel like a lot of bands, they do that before people really know about them. Why did you choose to name the album Mayday Parade? Because you guys already have such a presence. So I was just curious.
Yeah. Well, the album was, you know, very personal to us, I guess, and we kind of wanted to make like a statement with it, you know, being that, you know, this is who we are because, you know, in the past, like we've had, you know, we know that people have, some of our fans and some of our critics have been, you know, wondering who are, you know, what we're capable of, just the five of us. I mean, when we released our first album, we had Jason Lancaster in the band, and he, you know, he was a big part of the writing process. And then we had, for the second album, we, you know, we were on Atlantic Records and worked with David Bendith, who had a very heavy hand in all the songs, and a lot of the songs we had to do some co-writes that no one was really happy about, at least in the band. And so this album was really kind of a statement to everybody, you know, all our critics and all our fans, and to us, as to, you know, who we are and what we're capable of, just the five of us, you know, self-made kind of thing.
Yeah. That's great, though, that you were able to put so much of yourselves into it and not just let it be another piece of the industry, I guess.
Yeah.
Which song would you say was the most personal for you, since you guys put a little bit of yourselves into the album?
I'd have to say, "Oh Well, Oh Well." That song to me, I think that's my favorite off the album. But it definitely, it was also one of the first ones that we started working on together, and you know, it kind of set the mood for the rest of the albums and for the rest of the writing process. So that one is very, you know, means a lot to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that one. Sorry. What's your favorite song to play live, if you had to choose one out of all the songs?
I'd have to say "Oh Well, Oh Well" is up there for sure. But other than that, maybe like "Jamie All Over" or "Black Cat." Those two songs are real fun to play.
I love Jamie All Over. I have an interesting little story with that. I was gonna take classes over the summer, and then my aunt called me and asked me if I wanted to go to California, and while I was thinking about it, Jamie All Over came on, and you know what it's about, so I feel silly saying this, but for those of for those of you listening, it's basically about just going out, and what I got from it was the West Coast, so I was like, I am not taking classes. I'm going to listen to Mayday Parade and spend my summer in California.